Hey there. Welcome to the veritable edge of Western civilization yet again. I am your host. What's his name? Or usually Whatchy, whichever works for you. Today is Tuesday, Mars Day, day of initiation. March 10th, 2015. This is show number 158. Weather was beautiful, although I'm being a bit of a wuss with the jacket on. Yeah, so this is what we're working on so far, and we got about 41%. It'll be a short show today, probably about 20 minutes. Happy outside. Crazy. Let's do this baby here a little bit. Feels really good to be once again doing the show. It's been a real challenge lately, but I actually had to. I went to the Apple store and had my computer wiped completely, and went back to an earlier version of the operating system, and then wiped that, and went back to the original operating system, and I'm trusting that something I did worked, because this is the second time I've tried to do the show since I did that, and it's working, so we're just going to go with that. What else is going on? My sister's coming. It's official. She'll be here on Friday for an overnight, and then she's going to be starting her new job up in San Jose, administering at a she does dialysis. She works at dialysis here. She's an RN, and so she's getting rid of her houses. And her husband passed away, and so he had a house, and she has a house, and she's getting rid of all that and moving to San Jose. She wanted to move to California. She needed to kind of, move on after her husband passed last year. So anyway, I've been working on this piece. Oh yeah, and tomorrow we have my partner in Conscious Pilots, Brian Mitchell, and I have a meeting with our friend Joel. The collector is introducing us to some museum curator or something. I'm not exactly sure. It's east of Lincoln, somewhere near Melrose. I'm not exactly sure what the story is. We'll find out tomorrow. So there probably won't be a show tomorrow. That's right. That's a good thing I just remembered that. Because the meeting's at like 2 in the afternoon. And I don't know if there's enough time to get back here and do the show. So, yeah, let's see. So probably the next show will be Thursday. And the weather's supposed to be really epic starting Thursday too. So excited about that. What else is going on? There's a guy playing a saxophone over there. Yep. I don't know if you can hear it, but hope you can't. And there's corporate music behind me. This building, that building right there, it's the only place on the boardwalk where there's like corporate America. We have American Apparel on the ground floor, and then Snapchat is taking over the whole building and all the parking. Thank you. So let's take this down tab. So I decided yesterday on the show what would be. this. Thanks, bro. Appreciate it. So I did this, started this piece on like, I think last Thursday or so. And then on Friday I did the radiance. There's 180 radiance, 2 degrees apart. And then Saturday I did, I do a live stream, that's why. Yeah. So Saturday I did the top, filled in the top, painted that, and then Sunday I did the bottom part of this. And then yesterday it came to me to do all this and extend it out to the edge. So it's come to my attention that the past couple of paintings have all had some sort of theme that is the eye. Ha! And that has been entirely unintentional, but that's the way it goes when the universe uses you as a paintbrush. So earlier, about 20 minutes ago, I sold a piece to this Canadian brother who's here to pitch his, he's part of a company. Oh, here it is. This company is called Little Guys Games, and they have a video game that they're working on, science fiction based, called Awakened. And they're here trying to, you know, get the industry, the film industry and music industry involved, get some names attached to it, doing the voiceover and whatnot. But what did I go into that? Oh yeah, what's unique about it is you have the game. An integral component of the game is that you wear something like a set of glasses, and the glasses have sensors in them that measure, are constantly measuring the brain, the magnetic fields of your brain. And when I heard that, we of course launched me into this whole conversation with him about, you know, the electromagnetic field of Venice and so forth. So crazy stuff going on in the world. And it just goes to show you never know who you're talking to, and you never know where that might be. Oh, I got one for you. Here's on that same. So, I don't know if I talked about this yesterday, but I have this friend who owns TV, and I really don't know if I talked about this yesterday because I talked about it to somebody yesterday. But anyway, there's this this brother. Definitely use padding on that butt. Ouch. Yeah, this guy on TV, and he was passing through town over the weekend. We had a great conversation about life, the universe, and everything. Because on Gaiam TV, they have all these people that are pretty heavy hitters in the consciousness movement, you know, like David Wilcox, David Icke, you know, I think they have Deepak Chopra and all those kind of guys. Nassim Harriman, you know, just about anybody that's in the whole funky new age movement, they work with them, either producing a movie with their stuff, or they give them a show or whatever, you know? And they're getting more and more into original content. They have a lot of movies that they get the rights on. Like he just got the rights to digital rights to Brother, Sun, Sister, Moon, and Meetings with Remarkable Men. Harold and Maude, you know. His brother used to own Universal, Vivendi, which owned Universal. And they sold that a couple of years ago. But anyway, we're having this really great conversation at the coffee shop here. And he's kind of filling me in on some of the projects that he's working on. And the way that happens, you know, I'm like explaining, I'm talking about the sequel to my book, you know, this sequel to this, the Emergence. I don't know if you can see that. Let's try that. Emergence Beyond, right? And this is based the book that's based on the movie, the documentary you can watch on YouTube, Emergence Beyond 2012, right? So I've been doing all this research into that, the sequel, because I'm doing the book first, and then I'll do a movie of that instead of the other way around, the way I did it the last time, which is to do the movie first and then do the book. So we shared with him our research, and it turns out that one of the main people that I've been looking into, in fact, the reason why I got a subscription to his to Gaiam TV was to watch a movie that his company produced with this gentleman, Paul Laviolette, who is the you know, originated the theory of the galactic superwave, and the idea that the galaxy sends out these pulses of energy periodically that have you know, resulted in catastrophes in over the past 70,000 years, and he's pioneering the science behind that. In fact, he wrote his doctoral dissertation on the topic, and he has published several books on it. And yeah, you can look him up, Paul Laviolette, and there's some YouTube stuff on there, on YouTube about him, of him and his work and whatnot. But so we're talking about this stuff, all this like esoteric information about, you know, the history of the world and origins and the natural history of humanity and all this kind of stuff. And somehow some weird stuff came up. He's been working with this Russian scientist who, before the breakup of the Soviet Union, was working on a project that apparently, you know, they were trying to figure out how they could communicate with their submarines without using radio signals, because radio signals are, you know, detectable, and they don't obviously want to reveal where those subs are, right? And so they hit upon the idea of being able to work with psychics, you know, so there'd be a psychic, you get two psychics that are really, they get a simpatical relationship between them, you know, sending and receiving messages between the two of them, and then you separate them. One stays on land and one goes in the submarine, right? And that's how, and that worked, except for the fact that, you know, the psychics would kind of, that had to go in the submarine, didn't really dig that part, you know? And so their efficiency would go down because they felt like they were basically in a submarine, you know, stuck in a can. And that's that. So what this guy was working on was a physical, you know, electronic technology that could actually act as a psychic receiver. So a person could essentially send a message, you know, a psychic could send a message to the submarine that had one of these receivers on it. And they were in the middle of perfecting that when, you know, the whole thing went down. But anyway, they perfected it. And what is the name of there is a that's great. Close. There is a website. Here we go. Oh, no. It's called Well something. Oh, I can look right on here. 1 second. Stay with me. Please don't go away. There we go. BioWell.com. BioWell with a hyphen is what it is. BioWell, BIO-well.com, and it's this. I mean, the applications are pretty amazing for this, and I'm not even going to try to get into it, but you can this technology can measure the psychic energy of a place, you know. So like one application is if you have one of these in a room where let's say it's a corporate meeting, and the head walks into the room, you know, head guy walks into the room, it can tell what the psychic energy in the room is. Like if people are clapping and everything, if they really mean it, it'll show up, and if they don't, then, you know, whatever. Weird application, right? But what I was thinking about is like, well, what would happen if you did that with like a rock concert, for instance, you know, and you could, you know, have a big screen that shows what the excitement is, what the level of psychic energy in the crowd is, and you can, or not just a rock concert, just like a large group of people, you know, where everybody's kind of trying to affect, you know, positively affect the, you know, what's on the screen, you know, the psychic energy of the thing. So like that's like a sense, some sort of like psychic energy orgy of excitement, you know. In other words, people raising one another up with their psychic energy. Whole crowds of people. It's like, how high can we get, you know? And so in a way, it's like you're biofeedbacking a whole crowd of people. You know, imagine 10,000 people, you know, and they're able to see in real time what the effect of their energy is, you know. So anyway, I'm going to finish this here, and I'm going to start painting it, and hopefully I'll get it done. We'll see if I can get it done before sunset. But anyway, I'm going to start. That was our 20 minutes, I guess. Here's there you are. Okay, down like 13%. What else? Was there anything else? There was another story. wanted to share, but it'll have to wait till Thursday because I can't remember what it was. Yeah, crazy. Anyway, thanks again for watching, and hope to see you for show number 159 on Thursday. If the cosmic powers that be will allow, and hopefully we'll have some good news for you then, because that Thursday will be Jupiter Day, Day of Expansion and Opportunity, Faith and Philosophy of Life. So, oh yeah, one more thing. There was a, if you go to my Facebook page, you'll see that there was a person here yesterday. I took a selfie with him, and his name was David as well, David Joseph, and he looked like a friend of mine. You know, that we never met or anything like that. But he was, you know, he was in army fatigues, and he had a backpack, and he stopped by originally just to tell me how much he loved my work. You know, he loved the sacred geometry and everything. And it turns out that he had been walking down the coast from Portland, and he was on his way to San Diego. And the reason he was walking was because he had been diagnosed with what is it, glioblastoma, brain cancer. He had three tumors in his head. He's had them for 4 years, and he decided he was going to go and do this walkabout, you know, and it's just like, you know, weirdo coincidence. That's what Kelly had. And the day that Kelly died will be the anniversary will be the 25th of March. So 15 days, 2 weeks. But it was, you know, what we were told when Kelly was diagnosed was that it was a really aggressive cancer, and he, you know, they gave him only 6 months to live. Well, this guy, you know, he certainly was able to, you know, do more in surviving and thriving. I mean, he looked great. You know, he was able to walk and everything, and felt like a normal person. Like if he hadn't told me that what condition he was dealing with, I wouldn't have guessed. You know, and so yeah, crazy. It's life and death. You know. Anyway, it's time to go. Thanks for listening. Thanks for today. And remember, we love you.